welcome to my home. Welcome to video number 5. My name is Jean, and we're going to say bye-bye to loneliness while we're here together, do a little chat and collage. And on video number 4, we had gotten almost to the end of making a card-sized collage, and I want to show you what I did with it after that collage, or after that video. So let me tilt this down and I'll show you. Let's see, make it a little bit higher. There we go. Now, a little bit higher. Yeah, I'm pretty analog. So when we left on it, and I didn't glue them down yet, it was like this. This is a 5x7 card. We got some hikers over here, a bird, an arm reaching out, a woman on a bicycle, and some kind of, they're not camels, but they're something like that. But after I got off the video, I decided that instead of the woman on the bicycle, I cut out this guy playing a trombone or something. And I kind of liked him. So that's how I'm going to do it today. I'm actually going to glue it down with my glue stick, Elmer's. They're not sponsoring anything. And let's do it. So I will start with the biggest hiker. And while I'm doing this, you can be cutting out some images from your magazines and just put them aside. When you get a pile, you can look at them, and this is what I do. After I get a pile, I just go really quick with my pile, and I pick them up, and I look at them, and I go yes, no, and they go into the yes pile or into the no pile. Like, you know, like people call that automatic writing or something, where you don't really think about it too much. You just let your mind say, I like that one, or I like the other one. So you can be doing that or watching me do this. And I had been talking about the story of when Patty and I went to Europe. And when we were in London, and we were there for a few days, and that was fun. And then we flew down to Nice in southern France. And I remember on the airplane, there was some guy there. I don't know if he was trying to pick me up or something. But he goes, why are you girls going to Nice? You should go to Cannes, right? That's where they have the film festival. And he was talking about how he had a place there and he would help us and all this. And Patty was like, no, thank you. We're all set. Thank goodness for Patty, because I'm like, well, what are you doing? I'm like Miss Curious. And see how that's getting down there already? Starting to look like a little environment, its own little world. That's what I brought up in the last video. When you make a collage, you're creating your own little world. And that's what makes it kind of fun. Now, we have this arm reaching out for the bird. The bird in the tennis shoes. So we'll put the bird down first. And going from London down to Nice, you know, we look down, we can see the Alps. And I didn't know that things were going to get so much harder, at least for me, because I don't do well with languages. You know, and back then we would just have our little translate book. Like we would look up a word and find out what that word was in French. But Patty was pretty good at understanding and this kind of thing. And the people were nice to us as long as we tried. Later someone said, oh yeah, they were nice to you because you were 2 young girls. Well, I don't know. I think they were just nice. So we went to southern France, and the Côte d'Azur, they called it. The Blue Coast. And they all hung out on the beaches topless. So did we. I know. And so we wanted, to get the whole experience of being in Europe, and when in Rome and do like the Romans there, we got a collage. And like I said in collage number 4, you can go to loveYourElders.org or other organizations like Kids in Hospital, Cards for Kids in Hospitals, even for people in the military overseas. They have all kinds of, and I'll definitely put something in the comments section. And please comment if you'd like about the collages I'm making. Can you see it okay? About the stories I'm telling. So I'm going to tip this back up, because Yahoo, I'm coming along and actually getting a collage done and chatting. So Patty and I spent some time in southern France, and we did our little topless thing on the beach to be like the locals. And she was an art director, and one of the artists that worked in her group had the artist's parents had friends that lived in where Grace Kelly and her prince husband, I can't think of the name of that little principality, but it wasn't far from Nice, and we took a train over to see them. And they, and the guy, it was a couple, maybe they were in their late 40s or something. He worked for Aristotle Onassis. So he had a really nice flat. All these other famous people, one of the famous tennis players lived there. So they bring us up to their flat, and he had all this original artwork, Picasso and Paul, I don't know, I can't even remember, Cézanne, and Patty's recognizing all of it. So I'm looking at the artwork, and then my eyes go focus, pinpoint, right on an exercycle. He has like an exercycle that looked like almost exactly like the exercycle I have back at my place in Baltimore. I live with roommates, and I had an exercycle. And he goes, "You want to try it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I got on and running, doing some exercising, because I had missed doing that, even though we were walking probably more than I had ever spent time on my exercycle. And then they took us down to the beach, and they had like private cabanas. It was so nice of them, to entertain and host us for a few hours. And I was in my little bikini that I had bought. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a one shoulder, I don't know if it was a bikini or off one shoulder one piece that I had bought in Nice. Oh, can you believe it? And then they took us out to dinner, and then they drove us back to Nice. From Monaco, that's the name of the place. They drove us around Monaco, and then they drove us back to Nice. And I thought, this is a really nice car. This is really smooth. And I asked them what kind of car it was, and it was some fancy car, and they all laughed. I'm just a girl from Baltimore with a Baltimore accent, if you've noticed. So this, I have another collage ready for us to work on, since we have a little extra time, because, let's see, here's the envelope for this one, and I'll add it to my pile. If you were here for video number 4, I showed all the collages I made during my 10 or 12 practice videos. And then this one, I got the background would be this arch, and this is from a calendar, but I wanted some water in it, right? This is in, the arch is in the desert, but I said, what if I cut off from another calendar a more water scene? And it was from, let's see, it was from this calendar. You can see how I just cut it off. And I'm trying to show you this, so I want to give you ideas of what you can do. Say you have a calendar picture like this. Doink! I'm going to take off the bottom part and put it on here in the desert. So I can have water and the arch to work with. And this will be a bigger one, so it may be easier for us to see. So then I cut out a bunch of images, not sure what I was going to do with them. And let's bring the camera down so you can see again what's going on down here. All right. So here's this. That'll go there. And then I thought, what about this girl? This girl was in a commercial in some kind of freebie magazine that I just found at the coffee shop. Put her there. And then there's this moon. And there's a picture of my cat, Hannah. And I thought, what if I put Hannah in the moon? I like that. And then I cut out a picture of this Indian girl. And she could be down here on the rocks, kind of singing to the moon, and my cat. You see how that goes? Now here's water, and here's a dog who's coming out of water anyway. So that seemed right. And what about a car driving up the side of the arch? But that kind of blends in a little too much. Maybe if it was bright red or bright yellow. How about this little lighthouse looking thing? That could be sitting here. And then I have a bunch of fish. So I wanted to cut out some fish to put in the water. And while we're doing this, you can be cutting out stuff too. This is exactly what I do when I'm just sitting around at night watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, and my husband's sitting over there doing whatever he's doing. Sometimes he likes to study AI. He's trying to learn about AI. That really connects with how his brain works. And my brain doesn't work that way at all. I'm very analog, as you can see. I am with the scissors and the glue stick. So here we go. So we got one fish. Take a little bit off, and then, put some fish down in the water. So I will cut off a little more fish. And I had me here. I thought, do I want to put me like coming up, my head coming up? And if you ever want, like, this is what I do. I do use this every once in a while, okay? If I want to cut along here, right here along this edge, I can have my head popping up from behind, right? Let's see if I got that big enough. Yeah, I can have my face popping up from behind, or even cut a little over here and it'll be popping up also from the side. And don't worry if you cut something and you don't use it. It's collage, it all just blends in. I mean, that's what I found out when I started, because I was worried too. Oh, I have to be just perfect, and everything has to be perfect. It doesn't. That's kind of the idea. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what if I'm down here and I'm peeking out? I have to cut a little bit more from the side over here. Okay, this is all on the spur of the moment. I hadn't planned to do that. So we got me, my face Yeah, peeking out from the side. That's cool. And like I've said in other videos I've done 4 other videos. If you have pictures of your kids or grandkids or something like that, you can get them into the collage. They'll love it. They'll love it. They'll love seeing themselves. And this up here, and a few more fish, and that'll be done. So I'll do that after we close down this video and show you the result on the next one, which will be video number 6. I'm going to tilt this back up. Ta-da! And the camera's waving a little bit. So glad you came. I'm glad we had some time to be a little goofy, tell my story. Write something in the comments. Do you have some stories? Have you taken vacations when you were younger with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever? And not feel so lonely for a few minutes. Bye-bye. See you next time. See you with video 6.